Well, welcome to another show of Inside the Square Circle. I have Tracey and Brigitte here joining us here on a
and happy Friday the fucking 13th.
It is. Yes. Hey, I guess we gotta watch some Friday the 13th tonight.
Oh hell yeah!
Which one?
My favorite's number 3. My favorite's the 3rd. Do y'all have a favorite of Friday the 13th?
I was going to ask you guys that, what's y'all's favorite kill scene on Friday the 13th?
Oh, that'd be hard. I don't think I have a favorite. I can tell you one of my favorites. How about that?
Yeah, we'll do it. So,
one of my favorites is where Jason Voorhees puts the chick in the sleeping bag and
you took mine.
Was that yours?
Yes. All right. So I guess the other one would be where they were. It's always a sex thing going on, and he takes the spear and spears them. Remember that one? Yeah, I like that one.
Mm-hmm. There's some good ones. That one's really hard. The sleeping bag scene was probably my favorite just because I'd never seen anything like that before. And I was like,
Kane Hodder,
yeah, gotta love Kane.
So there happens to be only one more Friday the 13th this year, and guess when it happens?
When?
In October.
Ooh,
of course.
Sweet.
But I guess my favorite Friday 13 kill scene would be in part 6 when they're inside that Winnebago and he slams the girl's face and it goes
in the bathroom. Yeah.
It feels like it's so hard because there's so many good kills.
And I didn't really like the Jason X movie, but I did like the kill scene where he freezes the girl's face and slams her on the
smashes it on the
yeah.
Was that? Which one was that? Was that New York? I mean,
Jason X.
Jason
okay,
X,
I got you. Yes, okay.
Yes, in space, yes.
So I was going to ask you guys this question. This would be a really good one here, but how did you guys meet? Let's start that one off that way.
Go
ahead. Okay, so I was laying in bed with my ex-husband. I was married for 15 years, so a good relationship, everything. But we were laying in the bed watching a horror movie. A local film local is one of Ben Dixon's movies called Old Habits Die Hard. And this guy comes on and my ex-husband was like, that's Tracey West. And I was like, who is Tracey West? He's like, oh man, we were in a band together in the 80s. So my ex-husband and Tracey grew up together. They were in a band together in the 80s, and which is kind of a crazy story, but we ran into him, my ex-husband and I ran into him at a horror convention. And so we met years and years and years ago. We knew of each other, but it just so happened that I had separated and he had separated right at the same time. And we just kind of ran into each other again at Connuga, another convention, and just kind of hung out. We hung out for, we were just friends for a few years, and he did turn me on to acting.
I turned you on. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I couldn't stand him. I was not attracted to him whatsoever. Oh my God. All these girls are like, Tracey West. I'm like, okay.
I didn't think you liked me that way. What are you talking about?
I didn't like you that way. I just thought
you gonna tell the ice story?
He went. So I guess when men, even when they're in their 50s, okay, even when they're in their 50s, they still want to flirt like they're like 12. And
we never learn.
I still didn't know.
You guys don't. ever.
It,
Like little boys until the day you die.
and you want to talk about your all-time backfire. This is my favorite because he was trying to flirt with me. Like, fast forward 2 years later, we had then been in a film together. We were just straight up friends. We were promoting Deadlines. That was my first feature film, but it was his. The movie is based off him. So we're in Chattanooga, promoting the movie, and as they have the after parties and things, and I was having a good time.
Back when we used to drink. We're sober now.
And I'm just hanging out, and he puts a piece of ice down the back of my shirt. And this is what was messed up. It went phew, and it went all the way down to my pants. It went phew, all the way down to my crotch, right? I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. I don't fucking need this bullshit. Like, I flipped out and just stormed out. And he was like, I was trying to flirt with you. And I was like, it's not the way to flirt with me. But we still were friends. And
I made up for it, though.
during like the really hard hit of COVID in April of 2020, we're all supposed to be like in quarantine, right? And he was like, hey, you want to come watch horror movies with me? And I was like, dude, we're supposed to be in quarantine. No.
We didn't watch a horror movie. We watched Tiger King.
Well, that's how he got me. See, Mr. Salesman over here was like, you want to watch a horror movie? But I don't know. I even told him, I was like, no funny business, Tracy. I'll come hang out with you. But it ended up just, it's good to start off as being friends. And it just kind of went. I don't even know how it happened, but here we are.
You climbed over on top of me, and
my mom's watching this.
Hi, Mom.
You see what I have to put up with over here?
So she initiated.
I have to deal with the same thing over here too.
When you're in quarantine, I just was going. My divorce was like happening at the time. Actually, it wasn't happening because of COVID. It wasn't doing anything. And I was like, hey, man. The more cocktails I took, the better he looked.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she stayed with me because we're sober now. So
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell Tracy that when you guys were watching the Tiger King, that was a horror film in itself.
it was.
Dude, it was pretty crazy. Like, we didn't get
That
very
was like the
far in,
COVID movie. That was like the COVID movie of the year. That's what started it all, really.
Yeah,
Like,
it was crazy. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was like, he looks so boring, and then you kind of get sucked in. If you can get past those first maybe 3 episodes, and it gets crazy after that. But yeah.
Well, this one's for Tracy. I know you've done music in the '80s, and you got your band now. So what is it about '80s hair metal that got you what was some of your idols?
There's a big one right there. Let's see. Still trying to get all stuff. Yes. They were definitely my first, and then of course Striper came in, and I was captivated after that. I don't know. I can just remember I was 12, going on 13, and Kiss were coming to town. It was the Creatures of the Night show with Night Ranger opening up. And so my first show, didn't know what to expect. I go in, and I'm just blown away by the spectacle I see in front of me. Could have been all the pot smokers around me too, because I could get a contact high at that age. But I'm sitting there and I'm just watching Kiss perform, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this. They're like giants. You look out and they've got complete control of the crowd, and I'm like, I want to do this. So I started doing it when I got older.
Kiss to be your first concert is, you could have went and seen anyone, but his first concert was Kiss, right? Of course he wanted to be a musician.
Me and Tracy have that in common. My first concert was Kiss and Aerosmith.
Nice.
Kiss puts on a spectacle. He's right about that. There's really no.
I saw them for the first time last year. I'd never seen Kiss. He took me to Louder Than Life. Is it
Louder Than Life from Louisville.
Louder Than Life? And so he had never seen Rob Zombie, and Rob Zombie was there. Dude, best concert I ever went to, but the show wasn't as good. I was disappointed for him because the Rob Zombie concert that I went to, it was just Rob Zombie, right? And
You were also at the front then.
Yeah, I was like the second row back, which makes a difference.
Probably had a few cocktails.
I don't even
There we
know.
go. That's it.
That doesn't make a difference, though. They're really
Depends
good
on how many you got.
performers. Okay,
Well, I think it's really cool that you guys are actually proud and sober.
Close your eyes.
good. I'm glad you can see that.
I mean, I know a lot of people have that addiction. I mean, when I was a teenager, I had that addiction. So for anybody to be able to beat an addiction like that is always.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now, Tracy, I know you've done some acting before. I was telling Bridget with her horror thing that when we were looking to find people for a Michael versus Jason,
Our Mr. Twat list.
Our Mr. Twat list that I said in the accidentally at the and the thing, and I remember we were trying to cast you as Jason, I do believe, or we were trying to get you to be Michael and I was going to be Jason, but apparently
it was just a conflict of interest and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, but it would have been actually better to actually.
Yes, it would have, but that's okay.
No.
I saw the video. I thought it was great.
Well, that was all written by her.
Yep, I wrote it. I wrote it all. Could have been a lot. Could have been a lot more intense, but we just didn't have the budget for it at the time. So
Yeah.
So I mean, I know you were on Nashville on a few episodes, Tracy, and I know that. Now I have to ask you. I know in Nashville, people don't realize that Nashville used to be really big with the haunted attractions, and I told people this. Like they used to have a bunch back in the day, like more than what we have now. But where did you come up with Sebastian?
Oh my God. How did I come up with Sebastian? I was originally, when Ben and Stacy Dixon bought Slaughterhouse and brought it to Hermitage, I was originally supposed to go to work for them. And when it came up toward haunt season, I didn't think they were going to be done in time. So I went and became this guy. What's the doctor? Dr. Klein. Dr. Klein at Auburntown Asylum. And so I went and I did that for a couple of years. And then they had to get shut down. And so then I contacted Ben and Stacy's like, well, I want you to be Lestat. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to be a vampire. But then I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, I want to make my own vampire. And so that's basically what I did. I took two of my favorite singers, one being Sebastian Bach from Skid Row, and the other one being Michael Sweet from Stryper. So I put the two together, Sebastian Michaels, and he was born.
Nice.
I always look forward to my birthday because I always know I'm going to get a message from Sebastian.
So do I.
Yeah, so it's
every year.
It's every year.
Oh, his fun birthday! The first time I saw that, I was like, "This is so foul." And he sends it every morning. I'm like, "What are you doing over there?" He's like, "I'm sending out my birthday messages." I mean, he sends about 20 every morning. He's first thing
it's funny. It's funny you mention that because I'll wake up and I'll check Facebook, and next thing you know, I'll see, like 15, 20 messages. Happy birthday to this person. Happy birthday. Like this video after video after video after video after video. I'm like, well, I guess it's about 20 people's birthdays today. Cool.
Yeah, pretty much. It's, it can get time consuming sometimes having to do that, but
sure.
And then sometimes I haven't been able to get out and do it. And then when I haven't done it, I get my inbox loaded with people. It was my birthday and you didn't send me a video.
That's legit. Legit. People will straight up message him and be like, oh, thank you, my Sebastian Michael's birthday video. I was like, wow, that is such a good deal. I can't even get over it. But I did tell him that I think he needs to do a new one. I was like, I've had the same one in a few years, like 2 years.
Something like it. I plan on being Sebastian again this year at Slaughterhouse, so we'll see what I do with a new one. Mm-hmm. Need to make an anniversary one too, because I've had people are like, "Hey, what about anniversary?" I'm like, what can I do with that? Stick around, and find out.
Hey, you know what you should do, Nick? To ante it up, you find out someone's birthday, you come to their birthday party dressed like Sebastian.
Right.
That would be cool.
He would totally do it too. He would so do it. Yeah. That'd be pretty funny. That'd be awesome. It's
So
awesome.
I have to ask Bridget, has Sebastian tried to bite you?
What?
Yes. Oh my God, I don't even want to say this because it's live. My mom's probably watching, but
What, the video?
no, I'm talking about like I made him buy me some new lingerie. I was like, you ripped my you ripped all my damn clothes. He ripped all my lingerie. I was like, dude, my underwear's like shredded. They're like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, that wasn't me. That was Sebastian.
That's Sebastian.
Oh, I was like, well, Sebastian. Because, yeah, people ask me that all the time. You know, I get asked that all the time. People are like, oh, have you been like intimate with Sebastian? I was like, yes, I most certainly have. It's a whole different thing. It's you know, it's our characters, and I think he's been with my crazy ass clown character too. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to keep her inside though.
So tell me about this crazy ass clown character. What's her name and what's her backstory?
So it's funny that we come up with a clown name. So you know, he's the lead singer of Three Legged Circus. And I was like, oh, Three-Legged Circus might need a clown. He's like, yes, we gotta do a clown. And so, and I've been really, really working hard on like learning how to do clown makeup and things. And his first show, he said, I need to know how to introduce you. What's your name? Well, this is me being old school. He said, what's your name? I said, Puddingtane. Ask me again and I'll tell you the same. And we laughed and laughed and laughed. And I was like, I'm just kidding. I'll come up with the name. Well, I was telling my mom, she was like, Puddingtane, that is the perfect clown name.
It is.
So that's how Puddingtane come about. So that's my clown name. She's super fun. I'm a Gemini, so it's really easy. I'm a Gemini, so I have the two personalities. So I have my clown personality and I got my Brigitte personality, and two completely different people. When I go into character, I'm a completely different person, and it's fun. It's fun though. It's nice that I can be someone else, and you know, it's fun. Same thing with Sebastian. Sebastian's a completely different person than Tracey, for sure.
See, I do have an alter ego, and Mel knows about it. I've tried to bring him out. She won't let me. I have this crazy mad scientist. When my hair gets up, I got myself Dr. Patrick Stupidine, and he's like this.
Well, it's out in the open now.
It's like this crazy mad scientist, almost like Dr. Frankenstein.
Now everybody knows about it. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I won't do it or anything like that. I mean, like,
Is it
Right.
Mel? What is it about? What is it about the alter ego? Is he aggressive or obnoxious or like?
Actually, okay. Do you guys seen the Gremlins movies, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. You know the really smart gremlin when he turns
Gremlins
when
too.
he starts talking?
Yes. Like Albert Einstein.
Like that. Also like in a combination of like Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So the story goes, we were at Walmart, and it was during the COVID, and I saw this, I think it was tilapia fish, and then I went over to her, and I was like, ooh, genetic sunblock. Yes.
A little bit more deranged in my opinion.
More deranged with it.
So.
And I think it scared this woman that walked by, and she was like, like, well, you know, there he is. He's alive. But I also got a redneck alter ego, which
That's the one that I actually get a kick out of.
Yeah, his name's Bud Duger. He's a very foul mouth. He doesn't like the way the country is. He's a proud American.
You ever seen my cousin Charlie videos I used to make?
Yes. Kind of like, you know, because he.
Question.
It reminds me, as you're sitting there describing this character, is immediately what I thought about is he'd show me these videos and I was like, kind of remind me of like a Joe Dirt or something.
It's got
more redneck, and
I'll tell you this, you know, I'm really tired of that. If that JB, I'm gonna find you, Brandon. I'm gonna slap your fucking face.
That's good.
He's very, very vocal.
Also, you've also got a little bit of lost parole in there too.
Oh yeah, like like Bud's got no shame. Like he'll
No
grab
shame.
he'll grab a beer and put on the long hair wig that I got, and just
Sweet.
deep and just like.
Hey.
So he's got no shame. So I mean, like if I had him on here, I'd probably get kicked out.
Yeah. YouTube would ban him for life.
Well, I mean, I know that you do podcasts too, Bridget. But how long you guys been doing y'all's horror podcasts?
So we started. Gosh, it's actually been about a year and a half now, and it's funny how Mike and I met. So he's a movie director, and I've been dabbling in acting.
Plug.
In what?
I said plug.
Plug?
Plug your movie.
Oh, plug my movie. I was filming a movie called All the Ends. It was my first lead role. We filmed summer before last. The movie is still in editing, because it takes that damn long to edit a movie, probably twice as long as it does to actually film it. But we were in this little dump hole in the wall city called Scottsdale, Kentucky.
You just slammed.
But I call it like I said. It is. But I will say,
Nothing wrong with that.
it's a little tiny, small town in the middle of freaking nowhere. No, when I say this, I'm being for real. It's like midnight. Everything's closed. We're in the middle of damn nowhere. I had to pee so bad. Oh my God. I was like, they're like, everything's closed. I had to go and like hide behind a bush. And I was like, Tracey, he had to like hold my hand so it wouldn't pee all over myself. Like, no, we were in the middle of freaking nowhere. But Mike and I were friends on social media just from being in the horror community. And he was like, hey, that's crazy, because he was filming a movie in the same city. So the city, like this little tiny little, I'm calling it this little tiny town, they love film. They love film. They shut streets down for us and everything to come and film. So we were filming in the same little town at the same time. And I had posted something on Instagram. So we just kind of started chatting about, horror things. And he loves horror so much, and so do I. I could see the passion behind it. And I actually pitched the idea to him. I was like, man, what do you think about like doing like a horror podcast? Nothing crazy, just something for fun. Because we're both so passionate about it. And he was on board. He does all the editing and all the craziness. And I think we balance each other out very well. I mean, you've been featured on the podcast. I'm the crazy, like obnoxious one, I'm the actress, and he's like the professional, chill one. So it's like the perfect balance between the two of us. It works out really well. We've done really great together. We're a good partnership, and we worked a convention back in August. September. We worked CreepyCon. Yeah, CreepyCon in Knoxville. So he had a booth. I was like, hey, I'm going to come and help you out, because I wasn't working at the time. And so CreepyCon's different like your normal horror conventions. You always have these, these huge icons and celebrities. And at CreepyCon, it's all about your local clowns. The clowns are a damn thing there. And I didn't know that going in. And, clowns are like my thing, right? It's my thing. And he saw my reaction around all these clowns, and he was like, there's not that many, killer clown movies with females. And he's like, what do you think? He saw my reaction, how I was reacting with these clowns and things. So that's our next project. He saw that. So the script's already been written. We've already picked out locations. He hasn't started casting yet, but we know Tracey's going to have a role, and I'm going to be the lead. But so that's one thing that he's working on right now.
And she's going to be a clown, of course.
Of course. Oh my God, it's like my dream come true. I'm like, oh, and it's going to be extreme. I'm super excited because we both love extreme horror. So I've read the script. There's going to be some pretty extreme scenes in it, and I'm so freaking excited about it. You have no idea. It's going to be awesome.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, you don't really have a lot of female killers out there, and that's like.
I can think of one off the top of my head. Can you think of any killer clown movies where the killer clown was a female?
Nope.
Okay, I can think of one. That's it. And it's one of my favorite movies. It's my favorite horror movie of 2019. It's Big Top Evil. You might have to check that one out. It's a low budget indie horror film. It's really good. Really good. Yeah.
I always tell people they need to get Shudder because you can find really good independent films.
Dude, I love. Oh yeah,
That and
we love
Screambox.
Shudder. Screambox is another good one. If you watch,
Never heard of that one.
Mm-hmm.
oh, Screambox is really good. They might even go a little bit more lower budget indie than Shudder. Check that one out. It's super cheap. It's like $5 a month. It's really cheap.
Yeah, but if you want free, go with Tubi. They got all kinds of
Tubi's
stuff.
my favorite.
Hey, we're on Tubi. Actually, our movies are on Tubi.
Yes, check us
Yes,
out.
I heard about that.
Deadlines. My first feature film. Tracy is our lead villain.
Yep.
You can stream it for free. Just saying.
Deadlines is on there. Old Habits Die Hard's on there.
Oh, I forgot that one. Old Habits Die Hard. First movie I ever saw him in, which is it's a good one too.
You know,
Nice.
you know what you were talking about, the Kentucky thing and going to the bathroom. If I was you in that point, if I would have heard I've been like,
Oh shit! If you hear some banjos, your ass in trouble.
well, see, I had an episode of Kentucky too because me and a childhood friend we went to a Transformer convention in 06 and we stopped at this rinky-dink. I forgot the town.
I think it was a McDonald's.
It was some weird town that only had one McDonald's and every worker had no teeth. And they saw me with the spiky hair and he had long hair at the time. They're like, what'd you do? Get an electric socket with that hair? And then
From
also,
what I understand, didn't when you guys walked into the place, didn't they look at you guys like you were literally out of towners?
yeah. And they pretty much they looked, and I swore to myself I would never eat McDonald's in Kentucky ever again.
That's so funny. What was the town? Do you remember?
I don't remember. He might remember. I have to ask him. I know he's awesome. I mean, I don't think it was Scottsdale. It was close to Lexington. But we were driving to Lexington.
And no offense to Scottsville, Kentucky. And I was like, this is shithole town, middle of nowhere. No, they were really cool, and they support your low budget indie films, and they shut streets down for us, and which is pretty cool. My kiddo is 16. She has a scene in the movie, and that was actually the night we were filming. They literally brought vehicles in from a junkyard and was like dumping them on the streets. And her scene is so I'm not saying anything away. I'm not, no spoiler alerts here, but the scene was so horrific that I tried to walk up and see what was happening. Tracy was like, you cannot see this. You've got to go. Because it was so crazy and intense. But the director, George Dimmick, Flicker and Candle Productions, he called me on Monday and he was like, I just want to tell you, like, your daughter, her name's Patience. Patience did so great. He was like, I was so impressed. So it made me happy. I'm a proud mom.
There you go. It's always good.
So what's the let me ask you guys both this question. If you guys could be in any, what would be your dream horror movie to be in?
Well, I think I've already put that out there. Like, I've always wanted to be a killer clown. So that's why I'm super excited about this opportunity, and for Mike to see my reaction around clowns. And he's like, dude, we're going to make this happen. And he's really cool. He's going to let me kind of come up with my own clown character. I get to design her look and everything. So that's definitely mine for sure. So dreams can come true, guys. I'm just saying, it really can come true. I never would have thought in a million years, but it's happening. I've read the script. I'm so excited about it.
You sound like a Disney movie now.
I do. Dreams can come true, and I'm crossing my fingers. I'm like, ooh. Okay. What about you, Tracy?
Jeez.
Yeah, Tracy.
Having a movie written about my character.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was definitely pretty cool for me. So I feel like I got one of my dream roles, being able to be a vampire and do my thing. And it wasn't hard to learn either because, I mean, it was just me every day.
Have you guys seen Deadlines? Have you seen the movie Deadlines?
Not
We haven't got a
yet.
chance to yet. No.
Oh shit! You can stream it for free tonight on TV. All right, I'm going to tell you one thing. There is one scene that you keep in mind when we're filming. Tracy and I are like just friends. That's it. We're just friends. My sister's in the movie. Okay. There's a scene. I'm not going to give it away. Not going to give it away. But he totally kisses my sister in the movie. It is so funny.
I made out with her sister and her now. It's
Well, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad because my brother, when he got married, he was actually dating his.
No, this was before he got married.
Before he got married, he was dating his current wife's sister.
Yep.
So I mean, and so I'm sitting there thinking, wow, that runs in the family. He's like, but I think it's my dream role, and I told Mel this is, and I've been wanting her to write this independent film. I have a really good idea in mind. I want to do a Friday the 13th during Christmas, and
yeah, no one's done that before. Perfect.
Yeah, and I told her, I was like, my dream role is always to play Jason. I even told Kane that, and Kane's like, go for it. Well, like,
It's called Deadline.
Deadlines with an S. Yep.
yeah, Deadlines with an S.
I'm looking it up right now.
Cool.
You guys,
There we are.
yeah.
I wanted.
Yeah, there it is.
You got it.
Yep,
We
we
found
got it.
it.
We found it.
I really wanted to be in the movie that Kane's going to be doing with the person that won the contest, the Faces of Horror contest.
Yeah.
I really wanted to win that. Went pretty far in it, but
He
did.
went really far in it, but we figured that it was all about the money. I mean, I got like insider scoop that the people that were winning more votes than him. Well, they had a lot of people it's all about the money.
It really is.
They're putting a lot of money in, so that's that kind of stinks. But it is what it is.
Like the $1 billion lottery that's out there. It's all about the money.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. So, but it was fun. I even had a lot of fun helping him promote it, and we come up with the idea where we would put the box together if people would vote, and so we had fun. Like I even had fun helping him promote. So it was good times.
There you go. Well, that's always nice. Yeah. Well, we definitely voted.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's
Of
awesome.
course.
Now, when you guys both growing up, was Halloween always y'all's favorite time of the year?
Oh yeah, I loved Halloween.
100%. Always loved horror movies. I was watching horror movies at such an early age where there's even adults that can't watch horror movies. But that was always like, when I grew up in the 80s, I was born in 81. Like slasher films were the thing back then. And my mom, who is probably watching this, we would stay up late nights and watch horror movies together. My dad really, it's not his thing. So, but my mom and I loved him. She'd never admit that ever to anyone, but she secretly loves horror movies. I'm just saying. And my mom can watch extreme horror movies. No, my mom watches extreme horror movies. I don't think she realizes what she's watching, and she didn't realize they're extreme, but no, my mom is so legit. Yeah.
This one right here.
The very first horror movie that I ever watched, I was literally in diapers. I think I was 3 or 4, maybe 3. My biological father, right after my parents split up, decided to show me The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, hell yeah, 1981.
And of course, naturally, I had a fucking nightmare afterwards because I was 3. Okay. And then afterwards, we would watch like Dracula, like Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I mean, that's where it all started for me. Like my very first horror movie was The Thing. Then it was Dracula.
And that's a good one too. That's a good movie.
Yes. And then I had nightmares for weeks after I watched Michael J. Fox's Teen Wolf. And I was made fun of a lot for it because they're like, why would you be afraid of a guy transforming in the mirror of a wolf? I'm like, I was like 5 years old. Cut me some slack.
Yeah, cut me some slack. Exactly. Be like, and most people couldn't even watch things like that. It's funny you say it because I was three. When I watched my first horror movie. Mine was Children of the Corn.
Okay.
He wants you, Malachi.
Right?
My very first horror movie it's kind of funny for when it happened to me.
I'm already laughing.
I was 4 years old, and my sister and her boyfriend at the time took me out on their date. They took me to the movie theaters, and they put me on the front row. They disappear somewhere inside that movie theater. The movie starts up. I'm sitting there watching, 4 years old now, and somebody's having a baby. And so the person sitting there having the baby, and then the baby's born. You see some people freaking out, and then next thing you know, this doctor comes out toward, and he opens the door, and half of his face is ripped off. It's Alive was the name of the movie. And so I'm 4 years old, seeing this happen in front of me, and I stand up and I'm like, Brenda! And I'm crying and I'm running up and down the halls trying to find them. They finally reached over and grabbed me and pulled me in. That was my first experience with a horror movie.
My first experience with a horror film was kind of the same way, and I still miss my dad, but fuck him for this joke. We were trying to get me potty trained, and I ended up watching Jaws because I have a fixation with sharks. I love sharks, and I've read about them. Almost became a marine biologist about it.
Yeah, remember this.
So when I was in the toilet, my dad was like, "Hey, you better watch it. That shark's gonna come up there and bite you in the butt." And I didn't want to get in the toilet after that for a while, but so I had the sagging diaper for a little bit after that.
Actually, what would have made more sense is if he had bought one of those like shark mouths for like the toilet seat and had it surrounding the toilet seat. So like when you're putting your butt on top of it or whatnot, the shark is eating your ass.
That'd be funny.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah, so it's like anytime I watch that movie now, I'm like, why was I scared of this thing? I mean, but
It's Alive. I ended up watching it a couple of years ago just to check it out, and I'm like, oh, that was so stupid. It didn't bother me.
Isn't it funny? Like you watch movies, you're like, oh my god, it's so scary. And you're watching this door, you're like, you know. What is there? Is there any movies like I watch everything, and so it's really hard to really affect me. Oh my god,
that's how I am too.
I have no soul.
That's how I am too.
Is there any movies that in your entire life that really affected you and you're like, oh my god, it scared the shit out of you? Either one of you guys?
I've got two.
Okay.
And this is probably going to be a stereotype of, the South.
it's okay.
But the very first one of I remember when the Wrong Turn movie came out in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
We were the first one. And I wasn't used to Wrong Turn, like, how the plot went. Like, with the hillbillies and the mountain men and all that kind of stuff. Scared the crap out of me. That one along with The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah. No, I can see why. It's funny you say Wrong Turn because that movie, I love it. It's so underrated. This guy over here, it's such an inside joke. I love it that you're bringing this up. He does this creepy thing, like he'll be sitting in the bed or something. I'll be getting ready to do my makeup or whatever. I can feel his eyes on me. And I call it the creeper. I'm like, oh my God, I can feel the creeper staring at me. And he does the Hill's Eye. He goes, I'm like, oh, I was like, I can feel your dirty man eyes on me.
Yeah. But those are the two movies that really like screwed me up for a little while. I mean, I'm not gonna say. I mean, I love those two movies. I do. I could watch them over and over again. But back in the day, when I first saw that specific one, Wrong Turn, I was like, "Can this stuff actually? Do they exist? Can that stuff actually happen?"
I mean,
in Kentucky.
Well, I mean, I've actually seen some people like that even around
West
here.
Virginia.
You know, it's just like, oh no. No.
Well, I mean, I can see why that would be scary for a woman, especially if you're like stranding, your car breaks down, and you're in the middle of nowhere, and there's like this, you know, and
The Hills Have Eyes kind of got me more than long term, but the remake was really good. I thought
The remake actually. That's really the one I was talking about.
so. I had just had my daughter, and I was like still on maternity leave. My kid was like, I think she was like a month old when that movie came out. Like when it just kind of got released on Blu-ray, I went and got it immediately.
Yeah.
You know the scene where all this crazy shit's happening, and he's like sucking her, getting her baby breast milk, and I just had a baby, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm horrified. It's the worst thing ever. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It just gave birth, and he's like raping her and then sucking her breast milk. I'm like, oh shit.
Here's the difference between me and her during horror films. See, like whenever she watches The Human Centipede.
Hold on. No. Wait. Let me. Well, first of all, do you want to tell them why this? Okay. So back in the day when we had our first apartment, when we first got married, I had a little bit of time on my hands, and we had a roommate, and she was out of the apartment at the time, and he was at work and all this kind of stuff. And I, just decided, I stumbled upon this. I like movies. I like watching movies. It calms me down. Okay. I like getting in the zone, just getting into another world. So I was like, what? I heard about this, I saw this Human Centipede movie that popped up on my screen. I was like looking for different movies to watch and so forth. And I looked at the trailer for it. I'm like, this looks really weird. Okay. So I'll give it a shot. The Human Centipede franchise is only one franchise, and they never made any more after that, which I'm actually kind of glad for because it was pretty odd. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Human Centipede.
Oh, I've totally seen it. I've actually watched all of them. For the first time I watched Human Centipede for the first time, was that last year?
Mm-hmm.
Was that last year? I was like, it's one of those you have to kind of check off your list. I can't believe it took me that long to see it, but no, I've seen all of them now.
Yeah, and let's just say that I wouldn't recommend anybody eating during.
No.
Oh no.
But some people won't even know that. They'll just watch it and start eating
Well,
stuff.
if you didn't know what you were going into, I knew what I was going into. But if you didn't know what you're going into and you're sitting there trying to have a dinner,
Yeah, that's something you bring to the family dinners.
Well, I'll tell you this
I
much.
don't want to eat dinner either during Two Girls in One Cup.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that I got him in. I got him on this one though. So our friend Jeff Katz, rest in peace. We love him. He's always like, oh, Bridget, I love horror movies. And the last thing that we watched together, he came over, he's like, who want to watch a horror movie? I was like, I'm gonna broaden your horizons a little bit. So it's a short film. You can stream it on YouTube. It's called Aftermath, and it's from 1993. It's only 30 minutes long.
Worst 30 minutes of my life.
Oh, I didn't know. I was like, Tracy, you can't watch this. So we're sitting in the living room, I'm sitting there with Jeff, and Tracy is in the dining room eating, and I had no idea he was watching it, and he was watching it. If you guys haven't seen Aftermath 1993, you can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
It's very extreme. It's very extreme.
It
And
looks extreme.
even Jeff was like, that was a little much for me, Bridget.
It was bad.
I can't believe he was in there eating food.
It was bad.
If you go ahead.
Yeah.
I have one question after this.
The reason why I brought up the Human Centipede because here I am about to eat a meatball sub, and I'm about to watch the third one, and I watched the part where he cut the balls off and ate it. And I was just like, and then all of a sudden, whenever we watched Saw, I remember watching Saw 3 with her. I have a thing about cutting people in the head and seeing blood. Like, I don't mind seeing killing, but when someone's doing surgery, I'm like, ah. And then I said, Mel's over there like, cool, look at that brain. I'm just like,
I mean, it just doesn't stuff like that just doesn't bother me, you know.
I'm like, I can't do it.
Okay, Mill, you have to put Aftermath
On my list, yes.
It's 30 minutes. You can watch it afterwards and send me your comments.
It's
It's
good.
I just have one question for you guys. What would you consider, if I don't know if you've ever seen one, that like the most effed up movie, whether it's underground or not, ever?
Joe Biden.
Okay, the second most not like the second most disturbing effed up. I like that. That was good.
I don't think that I can come off with one. I mean, I've seen so many that are, and that's my thing though. I love extreme. I love extreme horror because I think it used to be I couldn't watch any extreme movies at all, but you kind of learn to build a tolerance for them. But I don't know. That's a really hard question, Mel. That one's tough.
I forgot.
Well, I could answer it for you. There is one that I've seen before, and this was many years ago. It's an underground film, but it was banned at one point in certain countries. It's called Serbian film.
Okay, I was gonna say that's the one that I have not seen that, and I keep getting mixed things about it.
Well, I don't want to give away too much about it. I've only seen it one time, but there is a scene in the movie where the main actor is doing something he shouldn't be. It's the male actor and a baby. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I have a pretty good idea because I've watched so many reviews about it. I have a pretty good idea, but I just get so many mixed things about it that
I would just watch it and judge for yourself. To be honest with you,
yeah, it's one thing. Like I would totally watch it. I mean, I guess it's just all shock factor.
It really is.
From what I understand, it just insinuates it, right?
Yeah, it's just
but that's just as bad though. We were watching a movie. It's not even a horror movie, but it was considered extreme. I didn't know it was gonna be that bad, and he was like, "Bridget, I can't believe I've never watched this." What was it called? Was it Happiness?
Was that what it was?
And there was nothing happy about this movie whatsoever. But it didn't show anything, but it insinuated you knew it was happening, and it was pretty damn disturbing. Was it Happiness?
Oh, you know about the one where the guy was raping his brother?
No, he was raping it was his son's best friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is Happiness. Yes.
Happiness. Have you seen that one?
I thought you were the one you
No.
liked.
Oh, we don't need to be talking about Joe and Hunter Biden like that.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Like when I asked that question, he responded that way. That just took the cake for me. That was amazing.
Speaking of a really good movie, we watched this on Shudder last year. I don't remember two names of. We watched one where this couple. You know how those Airbnbs are famous now, like popular. Yeah. Well, there was a woman that was stalking them that was obsessed with them.
Well, no, she I think she owned or what was that called?
I have it on my phone, but I don't. But we also
I'm gonna look for it.
But we also watched this one where where it was on Shudder. It was an independent film where they went to a haunted house, but the haunted house came to life, and the killers were actually killing people. The actors were killing people, which I thought was.
I want to work there.
I feel like I've seen a couple of movies kind of like that. Do you remember the name of it?
That's what I'm looking up right now.
I'm all about it. Look, I've even got my phone right here so I can take notes because anytime someone recommends
Superhost. It's called Superhost.
Okay, I don't think I've seen this one. Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard of that one.
It was just some random movie that we found that looked intriguing. We were like, let's just go with something random that we've never seen before and give it a shot. And it's a little weird. Yeah. It'll make it almost like should I do an Airbnb ever at all in the future because of this person? You never know how they're gonna act. I don't know. It was just a very bizarre movie.
Oh, I'm all about it. Like, no, I'm putting it on my list. Like, we'll definitely
may watch it tonight.
Oh, we might. Yes.
Have you guys got a chance to see that Black Phone movie from Blumhouse.
With the
We saw in
I was
the movie.
disappointed.
We saw in the movie theater. I was so looking forward to this, and if you go back and listen to some of my podcasts, Mike and I talk about it when it first came out. So I had been waiting for this movie to come out for so long because I love Sinister. You know, it's the
I
same
love
director.
Sinister, yeah.
Same. Ethan Hawke. Okay, so I was super excited. Maybe I just
built up too
I
much.
think I might have just built my expectations up so much that I was disappointed. But comparing that with Sinister, maybe I shouldn't compare the two. But oh man, I was totally disappointed. It wasn't the worst movie I'd ever seen.
I
but
think the problem that I had with it was the ending.
Yeah, if you're a villain, you don't die that fast. I mean, it was over quick. I was like stupid.
You know, honestly, I found the name of that movie that I was talking about with the haunted house. It's called Haunt.
Huh.
That's it? Just Haunt?
Yeah,
Okay.
Haunt.
Doesn't it have Oh, and there's also the movie Clown.
I've seen that one. Well, is it the one where he puts on the clown suit?
Yes, I think
You
so.
can't take it off.
We've seen it, right? I think so.
Now
Yes.
her dad. Now her dad. Now I'm like.
He has seen this one, and it's good. That one's a good one.
Now, her dad, whenever we go over there, he used to put on he would put on that Comet channel, and we would watch The Brain That Would Never Die with him.
Oh, that's just one of many.
And then he introduced us to the Attack of the Killer Donuts.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, if you like Krispy Kreme, you won't after this.
Oh gosh.
And then there was one we saw. I actually saw on Netflix one time. I watched Zombie Beaver. I would never watch that ever again.
No, we
we-
haven't seen it.
It's stupid.
Is Jenna Jameson's in that movie, isn't she? Is that the one she's in? She's
think
in
so, yeah.
one of those stripper zombie movies. But no, there's some really goofy ones out there, but some of them are kind of fun. There was one that I want to go back and rewatch, and I saw it when it first came out. There's something about it was a killer carousel, like the little horse carousels, but it was pretty out there. I want him to see it.
I remember when this horror movie came out in 2000. I think it was 18 or I think it was either 18 or 17. It came out in theaters, called Hell World or Haunt World or something. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it or not, but it was very WTF is going on in this movie right now.
I have to ask both of y'all's opinion. What y'all think of Halloween Ends?
Oh, what?
I didn't like it.
No, neither do we.
Okay, there was all I had. Oh God, it was terrible. Oh my gosh,
So vampire hookers.
we talk about it. It was terrible. There was a couple good kill scenes, but that's all I got for it. That's it.
And you know what I told her? I said, what would have made me okay with it is when they were about to put him in the meat grinder, if he would have grabbed Lori and pulled Lori in with him
Yeah.
and killed them both.
That would have made more sense, considering it was supposed to be Jamie Lee Curtis's last film.
And then that kid could have took up the mantle afterwards, and they could have done a new story.
There was just too much going on with it, and I feel like they rushed it. And I feel like that at the scene where they're both fighting in the kitchen, that should have been it. That should have been it.
I like that they were trying to come off with a different storyline in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then it just went, oh my God, it's building up. And it's like, I was like, damn, it could have been so much better, I think.
It could have been a whole heck of a lot better, and they just
But I'm like you, it's almost like they kind of rushed it or something. I don't know.
It just doesn't make it just I was like, you're gonna put him in a meat grinder, but that's it. And the whole town's going with you. I'm like, what?
Now,
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys watched this during AMC during October. Do you guys watch the Eli Roth's History of Horror?
No.
Oh wow, that's pretty good there. And
where is it at? Where is it at? Where are you streaming out?
It was on AMC. It might be on AMC Plus now. Where Eli, you remember we watched that Eli Roth's
History of Horror. It usually comes on every October, I believe.
And he's talking about
week or like the day of or the day before Halloween.
He's talked about topics like vampires, like poltergeist movies.
It's actually a really good series.
I'm writing this on my list, so I'm not playing on my phone. I swear.
No, you're fine. Well, I'm
really
actually
remember
playing a
later.
game while I'm talking to you guys at the same time. I'm multitasking.
Let
Dude,
me
that
ask,
was like super multitasking over there.
let me ask you guys this. Like, I know y'all guys been to a couple of horror conventions, so will we. But is there anybody y'all wanted to meet but haven't yet?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Yeah. Oh God, of course. Oh God, of course. I could probably rattle off like 20 people. Someone that I've been working my ass off trying. Really want to feature her on my podcast, and she's not technically an actress, but she just started her own podcast. But she loves horror and Halloween. Her name is Brigitte Marquardt. She was one of the girls next door, one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends.
Oh wow!
She was my favorite. She was my favorite, and I follow her all over social media. But she's a huge horror enthusiast. You would never think that, but she's definitely a horror enthusiast, and she does her own horror podcast now. And she's really hard to get in touch with. So I've been working my ass off on that one. Yes. But she's one person that I would absolutely love to meet in person.
For me, it would be Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Robert Englund, we share the same birthday. He's a crazy ass Gemini like me.
And you know what I've always told Mel? I said, I've always wanted a full moon tattoo to get Robert Englund. Like, I've always been like waiting for that moment to be like, where it says Robert Englund coming, I'd be like, yes.
I know.
It's funny, years and years and years ago, like probably you want to say like 2012-ish maybe. I remember I was at the full moon horror convention, and I went up to Ben Dixon. I was like, this is really great and everything, but I really need you to get Alex Skarsgård for me. Like, I love him. You know who that is?
Yes.
He was, but at the time, True Blood was a big thing, and I was a huge fan of True Blood. He had one of the characters on there that year. That's what made me think about it.
Pam.
So, yeah. Well, her character's name is Pam. Her real name is Kristen
Bauer.
Yep. She was a really cool chick, but I was like, oh, that's cool and everything, but I really want Alex Skarsgård on here. Love him.
There's a second person I've always wanted to meet, and that's Doug Bradley. I never got a chance to meet him. We want to meet Linda Blair. We never got a chance.
I wanted
You meet her?
The first time I ever met Tracey, like in person at the convention,
Linda was there.
She was there, and he kind of called us over to his booth, and she walked by, and he was hollering at her and stuff. And I remember that. That was funny.
Yeah, her head turned around like, fuck you, Tracey.
If he wants to meet Linda Blair, just Bridget, when she's in one of her moods, he'd be like, damn, girl, you be turning into the Exorcist. Your head be spinning around and shit.
I remember one time a Tattoo Horror Fest was at the old convention downtown once. We were going to go because Norman Reedus was there for a day. Because we were Dead fans. So.
I would love to meet Norman Reedus.
Oh, dude, I stood in line to see. Well, I was in line for like an hour, and that was years ago. I think that was the first convention that I ever met him in person. Mm-hmm. But we were in line for like an hour, and my ex-husband had absolutely no patience. He was like, "Fuck this, I'm not staying in line any longer." So I was like, okay.
Well, that's
I was like, I want to stand across the room and like do like a selfie in the background. That was the same convention that the girl from True Blood, Kristen Bauer was there. That was a good one. So you guys were there. It's funny, like we probably crossed paths a gazillion times and just didn't know each other, probably.
I'll tell you this much: I know he's not alive anymore, but I would have loved to meet Angus Grimm that played a
Angus
tall man.
Grimm, yes.
Yeah, I've been like, dude, you like, what are you doing there, boy?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like, when I first saw that movie, the thing that made me crack up is when he was like, he sees him, he goes, fuck. It's just like, you can't really, I mean, honestly, if you think about 80s horror, you can't really beat it. I mean, they got such campy movies, but I know Mel got to meet one of her favorites in 2016. She got to meet the girl that played in Sleepaway Camp. And
Felicia Rose?
Yeah.
Well, that is so funny. Well, we met her a few times.
She's a trip. Yeah.
super funny. She's such a cool chick.
She is.
She's really funny.
I think they were promoting the last one of the last Hatchet films, and I was talking to Kane Hodder, and she came over there, and she's like, "Hey, did Kane tell you that I beat him up and choked him and stuff like that?" And Kane's like, "Yeah, in your dreams."
That sounds like it.
That is so funny. Yeah, they're all really funny. I think. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot of great people, and I mean, plus the I keep telling people like, look, y'all should come to this horror convention here in Nashville. I mean, me and her talked about branching out and going to different ones because it'd be.
It just kind of gets tiring being in the same city all the time. I like to get out and explore a little bit.
Sure.
Oh, it's so fun. Like CreepyCon that we worked in Knoxville. Like I said, there was no horror, like icons,
No
celebrities, but
It was huge.
he got to do a lot more adventure. And like I sat at my booth for like 2 days, but at the end we got out and ventured. A really cool thing. Our first Christmas together, I had Tracy. There's a company out there called Cuddly Creatures, and they take old, abandoned, thrown away dolls, any kind of doll, and they can make any character out of it. So I was sending them pictures of Sebastian Michaels, and they took a doll and made the perfect Sebastian Michaels for him.
That's awesome.
And then the next year for Christmas, he had Puddintain. He had them make a Puddintain doll. So we're at the convention, and he walks by, like I'm sitting at my booth, he's out doing his thing, and he's like, "Oh my God, I met someone. She wants to meet you so bad." And where is she from? Is it Michigan? Michigan. She come all the way from Michigan to Knoxville, Tennessee. And he goes, "Do you know who I am?" She's like, "No." And this is totally Tracy. He can't do it. Oh my gosh, he's gonna do it.
I won't do it. I can't do it.
He's like, "Do you know who I am?" Well, you know who I am now, and she's like, "Oh my God, I did your so I went up and met her, and she even bought I was trying to sell some of our Deadlines movies and autographs and stuff, and she come down and bought a movie. I was like, "Look, you can tell everybody that you made the main character's doll for Christmas." But damn, it was so fun. But to go into different cities, you find fun little funky things like that, and I think it's good to broaden your horizons a little bit. But we'll always support Full Moon because he's Slaughterhouse, and Ben's a friend of ours, so we're very, very supportive. I'm pretty sure he's wearing a
Slaughterhouse.
Whoop, whoop. That was actually the very first haunted attraction I went to when I first moved to Nashville.
Oh, really?
Years ago. Yep.
Well,
It was the one that was down.
I think it's the best too. I really do. I think it's the best. But I don't do haunts. That's what's funny. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're so into horror." Haunts are not my thing, at all.
They actually aren't my thing either. I really don't care about them.
I don't either.
I'm spending money on them because they don't scare me at all.
My problem is that the don't laugh at me. I want to go, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Michael Myers, hi!" He's like, "You can't touch the actors, Bridget." And I'm like, "Oh my God, hi!"
And I'm having to apologize to him. I'm like, "Jake, man, I'm sorry." Jake, he will not break his character.
Now, I know you guys might know Santiago Cirillo, but he was in our horror film, and there was a skit that did not get. I have it on a blooper, but here I am with the Michael stuff on.
We're in his house. This was in not Ashton City. This was in Chapmansboro.
Yeah,
which is only about.
It's in Cheatham County.
Maybe, yeah, it's in Cheatham County.
Yeah, Cheatham County.
Because that's where we filmed our film at.
But he's got a big acre of land.
Place, yes.
But what's cool though is he came in there. He was like, "You know what?
Well, maybe I should set the mood. Maybe I should set the stage here. Okay, so we were all having some downtime. The cast was just chilling, all that kind of stuff. And he was in his Michael stuff, and he had his. I think he put his mask on or whatever. And I think in this guy's living room, he had put a chair in the middle of it. I don't know where this chair came from. It was just sitting there. I have no idea. Anyway. So Cirillo just comes up. We're all surrounding Michael, okay? And he goes up to Michael and he goes, "Every time You come back to life. I have to pay the movie ticket,
Fucker.
motherfucker. Yeah. I mean, it was great. It was so much fun.
You know what? I felt so bad for that one girl in the scene because she really was afraid of Michael, and we had a chase scene. So I made sure that I was in the dark where the mask would just be a little half shown right there.
Mhm.
And it got a real reaction from her because she's like, "Oh my god, you asshole!"
That's so weird. But that probably made it so much more realistic, though.
It did. It did. Now the only thing that kind of made people laugh was when I put on my full Michael gear on. Mel comes right over to me, just like you were talking about, Bridget. She came over and just gave me a kiss and then pat me on the butt and walked away. And I was like, I did the whole Michael thing, like, what'd you do that for?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but when it comes to horror, when it comes to haunts, she just like they try their best to scare Mel. Mel's just like
It's
looking
not
at him.
that. It's just there's certain ones that I'm okay with, but then the ones that are over. I mean, no offense, but the ones that are overrated, in my opinion, is like National Nightmare.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, 100%. I was trying to tell him, we passed there as we were in Madison. He's like, that's where National Nightmare is located. And I'd been in there. I went there one time, and I love clowns. And this girl's walking around. I was like, oh, look at the clowns. She come up and she screamed, just like this high pitched screaming in my ear, and I'm like, fucking bitch, I wasn't scary as shit. Now I got a ring in my ear all night. I was so
I know.
pissed. I was so pissed.
For me,
I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. I mean,
we
when
went there
we first went there, I think the very first time, this was years ago, it wasn't too bad. But it's just like the same shit, different year kind of scenario, and they just keep adding more attractions to it. I'm like, much bigger do you need?
I think my favorite thing about haunts, like what I do appreciate, is the scenes. I love the scenes.
Yes.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing.
They put a lot of hard work into those scenes. I have to admit that.
They do, and I love it for like movie sets and stuff. I'm like, damn, I would love to build like a horror scene, like a movie set.
Talk to Stacey
Love
Jackson.
Well, I'm not that artistic, but I could come up with some pretty cool ideas in my head. But actually doing it's a whole other thing. But I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that about it.
I think I need to get with Tracy this year because I was telling Mel I almost have the itch to come out of retirement and do a haunt this year. Yeah, and I was just like, man, if I could do like Jason or Michael and just scare the shit out of somebody, I would be like, woo!
It'll make his year. Yep.
You should. We worked slaughterhouse one day. I never worked a haunt before, but Stacy has my kiddo. She was 15 at the time, and hey, do you want to? They had a lot of people that was out for COVID, and my daughter and I worked even the gift shop, and it was so much fun. And of course, Tracy did Sebastian, and we had a lot of fun there. Just for the one night, it was super fun watching all the people get scared, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought so.
Well, I know. Yeah, go ahead, Tracy.
Sorry.
I thought one of y'all were saying something. I was like, go ahead.
Nope.
No, well, actually, we did
Speak.
go to the National Nightmare because a friend of ours worked there and gave us free passes last year, and they had.
I'll go if it's free.
And they had this new clown thing.
Okay, I'm not a cheapskate. I swear.
They had this new clown. They had this new like clown maze, but it was so disappointing because there was only one clown and he was fat and like some old redneck looking dude. And I just was like,
last year we went to National Nightmare for free because, like I said, his friend got us some free tickets to go, and they had like 5 different attractions in one, and then there was this extra scene outside for clowns, and it was just the stupidest setup I've ever seen in my life.
mm-hmm.
It just said clowns on the front of it, and it was like literally walking into a maze of plastic and red and white and all this crap, and these clowns trying to scare you. I'm like, this. I mean, it was the size of a house, like just like a smaller house. It was one story. It was on the ground and everything. You could see outside and whatnot, and it just didn't make any sense to me at all. It was a pointless attraction. So,
well, now
we need to go to Slaughterhouse this year.
Yes, we do. And we got
You support Tracy.
a nice little rapid. I'm gonna ask you guys some rapid fire things before we wrap it up, so that way it's kind of like a. So, Michael or Jason, who would you guys pick to win?
Jason.
My girl.
That's tough, man.
I was real quick with that one, Jason.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay, I'm gonna go with Michael.
Okay.
Any reason for y'all's picks, or are you just kind of more Jason?
I just, as far as the characters go, I'm more of a Voorhees fan, so that's just me. I love both of them. Don't get me wrong, I love both of them, but for me,
You said a choice.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
That was a hard question though. And it's Friday the 13th. Just then.
Right.
well, I had to ask Tracy this: tomatoes or no tomato?
Hell no, I don't like tomatoes at all. That's my answer.
Did you already know the answer to that?
I saw that and I told Mel, I was like, man, I want to ask about the
Oh
tomato.
my god! Have you seen his post? Did you post something about your damn tomatoes earlier?
Yes.
Yep.
I knew it. I knew it. Well, I told him no tomatoes, didn't I?
What is it about tomatoes that you don't like?
When I was younger, my dad came in and he had in the refrigerator apples, and they also had tomatoes, and they had them mixed together. And I was like 4. Everything happened to me when I was 4. And so I wanted to get an apple, and I reached over and I got something red out of the refrigerator. Not a fan.
I could just see it like this tomato like ooze, and I was like,
No, it was like, no.
So I'm gonna ask you both. I'm gonna ask you both this question, but separately. I'm gonna start with you, Bridget.
Okay.
All right. In the acting world, man or woman, you get to choose between one. You get to choose 2. Who would you like to punch in the face if you can get away with it?
A woman. Because if I hit a man, no one would think twice about it. But if I hit a woman, then I'd be like a gangster bitch.
Is there any?
Like a man. I'll tell you
punch
that.
like a
Yeah,
man.
she punches like a
I
man.
know. I'll knock any.
Is there any particular like person in Hollywood or entertainment world that you would like to punch though, like a female?
Well, I don't want to like physically hurt anyone, but they sure a lot of them piss me off a whole lot. Ooh, I wouldn't say I want to punch this person, but this is such an awkward question. I wouldn't want to punch her, but I just want to slap the fucking shit out of her because I can't stand her ass. Is Molly Cyrus? Oh my god! I wish somebody just fucking bitch slap her ass because she's so stupid.
She really is.
Ass. She's just dumb. I'm like, bitch, grow up.
Yeah, I worked with her daddy.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
No, you're right.
Sorry. I just can't. I'm like, I don't want to hit anyone. Oh, fine, I do. But that bitch just needs a little ass whooping. That's all. She just needs to be bitch slapped a couple times, I think. That's my opinion.
Well, I think I might know Tracy's answer, but I'm going to let him answer it.
Okay.
What do you think my answer is?
Oh, FJB. But I mean, that's just.
I was sitting here contemplating what should I come up with. So I was going to come up with something like that.
That's another thing. I shouldn't be hating on Molly Cyrus. I should be going like more for the pedophiles and stuff. And like this huge thing, like, dude, the pedophiles, like, I'm a 16-year-old. I'm like, God, all this stuff that like it's okay for. I'm not going to get into politics or anything, but I'm like, God, like people think it's okay to like for adults to date like 10-year-olds and shit. I'm like, that's so fucked up to me on so many levels. That's hard. That's hard, like real life hard to me. And it's crazy. It's just I don't like it.
I think in Hollywood, there's a lot of people I would love to slap, but I told Mel, I said if that would have been me in Chris Rock's shoes, Will Smith would have got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my, that would have been dead straight right there. But if there's
He made history with that friggin' slap. I'm like, damn.
no, but if I could slap
I don't know.
if I could slap a person, I would like to slap Stephen Colbert. I mean, I would just like to slap that little shit really hard.
He's a horrible.
What about Jimmy Kimmel?
Well, that Jimmy Kimmel.
He's just as bad.
2 hands, put some powder on it.
There you go.
Okay, it's Mel's turn. Mel, who you want bitch slap or who you want punch in the face?
Well, you kind of mentioned one of them already.
Oh, JB.
Kevin don't count.
Well, not JB. No. What was it?
Stephen Colbert.
Yeah. I just can't stay. Oh my god. Ah.
I think you said AOC one time.
AOC is one.
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that one. Maybe that's the reason.
Beyonce, she needs a good bitch fucking slap. She could actually handle a little bit more in a slap, though. I think she needs one. She needs to be taken down a couple.
Honestly, every hardcore liberal in freaking Hollywood needs a damn bitch slap in the face. That's all I gotta say about it.
I'm with you.
Same.
Every single one of them. I can't put my hand on just one. I have to say all of them. Anyone that's like, well, this country is so much better off without Trump in office. I'm like, okay.
Kevin, that's the craziest question ever. I wouldn't expect that one. So I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
So it's the beginning of the year. Is there any like horror movies for 2023 that you're looking forward to?
Well, actually, tomorrow night we're going to see Megan.
Oh,
We've
we've
been
been
talking
talking about that.
Oh, we've been talking about you're going to see it when?
Tomorrow
We're
night.
going to see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like it comes out.
Tomorrow.
It came out last weekend.
Cool. I just watched the trailer last night and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's gonna be pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I'm interested in it. I'm really, really interested in seeing how they did with it. So
I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with this remake and retake of The Exorcist. Supposed to be coming out this year.
I'm very skeptical about that. I really am because I
think everyone is, but you have a right to be though.
Well, what I don't understand is the plot is that they wanted to go and bring back the mom from the original. I'm like, wouldn't you guys bring back Linda Blair?
Yeah,
And you know, like when you bring back Reagan to help this
Ellen
new
Burstyn,
person,
I think, is still around, so I mean it's possible. But when they made the Exorcist TV show, the first season actually was pretty damn good. I don't know if you guys watched it or not.
I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, they have an Exorcist TV show. Actually, they have 2 seasons.
it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
And the first one is based around Reagan grown up. And
kids.
what's her face? So the
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis plays Reagan.
Yeah.
And I think it's a spinoff of the original movie, but it's pretty good. It's dark, you know. So you guys should check it out if you get a chance to.
Yeah.
Write that one down.
Well, cat out of the bag. When I interviewed Cirillo, he let me know that they were working on and he was correct on this. They're working on a Voorhees TV show was based off of what Pamela going to work as a camp counselor with Jason as a kid. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that, because I like little prequels like that, figuring out what happened. And stuff.
I do too. I am so into that. I'm so into that. I want to know the idea behind it and how they come up with it. I'm so like want to always take that extra step and dig into the story a little bit further. So
I think the reason why I like the Rob Zombie's first Halloween because I liked how he went and branched out with Michael at first, and then it just twisted around. And I'm like, man, if you would have kept that story, it would have been perfect.
See, a lot of people didn't like that, and I'd become friends with Dag that played Michael Myers, and I was telling when I first met him, I was like, this is probably one of my favorite Halloweens because it tells you the backstory about Michael Myers and how he become what he became, and I love that part of it. I love that aspect of it.
That's why me and her love that Bates Motel show because
I love that. I watch that shit religiously. Did you ever watch that? Mm-hmm. You didn't? It was really good.
Freddie Highmore is an amazing actor. That's all I gotta say.
Hell yes. Oh my gosh, you haven't seen this, so that's a good one. We got to put on your list. We open each other up to like shows and new things.
Nothing wrong with that.
We started watching last night. We started watching a new show on
AMC
Plus. It's Anne Rice's. Is it
Mayfield
Witches?
Mayfair, I think. Mayfair.
Mayfair Witches.
I heard of it.
There's only 2 episodes, but at first we were like, we don't know. But I was like, oh man, I kind of got a little sucked in. I was like, oh, this could be pretty good.
Well, here's a rapid fire question for you both. When it comes to Lestat, Tom Cruise or Stuart Townsend?
Tom Cruise.
Tracy West.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry, I had to come on.
AMC should have hired you.
And it would have been a lot less expensive. I'm just saying.
Yeah, good.
Exactly.
All right. And this is not an alcohol drink thing, but what's y'all's favorite drink? Like your favorite, like soda, water, tea. What's y'all's favorite drink?
I like Coke Zero, Mountain Dew Zero. I'm a zero.
We're on the zero kick, but if we're not going to talk about like shit like that, I'm like, ooh, what's a good drink?
What's that drink we made the other day with sherbet?
Oh my god, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Oh my gosh, like we don't drink, so on New Year's, it's like they serve it at baby showers and shit. I was like, let's come up with a fun punch. So you can take like ginger ale and Sprite and sherbet and mix it together, and it's like a punch.
Something similar to that. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Really good.
Yeah, and it doesn't make me crazy. I'm already crazy enough. I don't need any alcohol to make me even crazier.
Are y'all both sports fans? Are you a sports fan, Bridget?
No,
No.
I'm not. Oh, I made him change his shirt. I was like, you cannot go on this podcast wearing a Titan shirt. I did. Did not.
She did.
I was like, take the Titan. Like, so the only thing I like about football games is the damn food. I love to cook. I like to get in the kitchen and play mad scientist. So
I like the Super Bowl so you can actually make some stuff and have the stuff.
I love cooking. I just learned how to cook for the first time about 4 years ago, and I'm good at it too, man. I can make some good food. So
what's your favorite dish you like to make?
Yeah.
My favorite that is always like a request for more is it's a chicken poppy seed casserole.
Ugh.
That's good. No, you love that shit.
The
first time he's like, I don't know. And he goes, I'm gonna go get some more. This shit's pretty good. Everyone goes back for second. No, I will make it for you guys. I will make it for you. And I love it. Even my kid, I was like, Mom, you didn't make it.
It's got sour cream in it. Ugh.
I could eat sour cream out of the actually I have before.
It's so
I love sour cream.
This girl right here will eat the icing out of the can.
I don't like sour cream or ranch
or cream cheese. He doesn't like anything.
What is wrong with you? You're not human.
I think it's a weird. He doesn't like anything white and creamy.
Hey, but she has. Oh, wow.
That should be a new horror film. She doesn't like white or creamy.
Just title it White and Creamy.
And you ain't even had a gummy.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh my God.
This is normal Bridget right here. Can't take me anywhere.
Oh my God.
Y'all can just picture that being like a sequel to Orgasmo.
Oh my God, Orgasmo.
What?
I don't know what that is. I guaranteed. Oh my God, I'm gonna have Orgasmo. Have you seen this? Isn't it like the creators of South Park or something?
Yeah, Trey Parker.
Oh man,
So the comment that you made to Tracy about him not liking anything white and creamy, I'm sorry, girl. I really am. You're not gonna live that one down now.
That's so awesome.
That was good.
Yeah.
I think we found Sebastian's weakness.
Yeah. How do you kill a vampire? Bring out something white and creamy. See, the thought of it makes me sick.
Well, I don't like ranch by itself, but if it's on something, maybe.
God, I love ranch. I put ranch on like everything.
But I like the ranch seasoning packets.
That's
Right.
not really the same thing. It's a powder, though. It's not really the same
That's
thing,
right.
though.
It's butter.
I like sour cream in my baked potato, but I wouldn't like just take the bowl and just go like sour cream.
You buy me some sour cream in a jug, and I'll eat the whole thing just straight up.
I like sour cream. It does have to be mixed with something
That's
else, though,
nasty.
for sure, though.
I know, I'm just weird that way.
I do like it.
This girl right here actually eats raw meat. She won't care.
Well, it's not raw. I mean, I'm like, because I like it medium rare. I'll eat it rare too. I mean, he thinks I'm crazy, but I'm like,
a vampire.
You called me wrong.
Well, I'm a vampire, so there you go.
yeah, right.
I love raw meat.
So does she.
I do. I do too. I'm like, I mean, I like my meat mooing a little bit.
I like my meat mooing a lot.
It's good.
Heck yeah, it is.
I think it's good.
Well, you think we're crazy, don't you?
She has got me to eat some things that I never would ever eat. One would be collard greens.
Oh my God, who doesn't love collards? Like, we're from the South. How do you not love collards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of collard greens much either.
Speaking
Oh,
of-
I
It's
like it
because you
now.
have to make it a certain way. Like, it has to be this season, and you got to put eggs in it. It's really good.
Never had it with eggs.
It's
And it
good.
makes your hair grow.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get my hair to grow.
Yeah, mine's growing in all the wrong places.
I'll tell you this much. You do not want to be in the room with me when I have some tuna and eggs. I can
Oh,
just
God.
say that.
Oh.
Well, because I can tell you
The digestion just doesn't work well for his system. Let's just put it that way.
an all protein diet, no.
Ugh.
Tuna and eggs works well with anyone's system. Wow.
Not with his, because when they're in the middle of the night,
You can tell them this story. I don't care.
let's just put it this way:
I have no shame.
when you wake up, when you wake up to the smell of shit in your nose, you're like, where the hell did that come from? And then you realize that your husband next to you just
Farting.
let out a silent fart. That's enough to knock out the entire solar system. Okay,
Dude, that was one of them
Dutch oven.
SBDs, like silent but deadly. You're like, I
big
didn't even
time
know-
SPD.
I didn't even hear it coming.
So yeah,
Oh my God. In the bed, we'll be laying there in the bed, and I'll hear. And I'll
He
look over.
tries to blame it on me. He's like, you just farted, didn't you? I was like, that was a damn dog. I have a Shar-Pei. She's really wrinkly. She toots more than any other dog I've ever had.
Well, that's what she says it is anyway.
So we have this. So we have this pug, and whenever whenever Mel's massaging her back and starts massaging deep into it, she'll fart and the pug runs from it.
yeah.
Oh, they get scared.
I'll relax those sphincter muscles so hard, and then she'll go, and next thing you know, she's out. She's gone.
I had a pug, so I'm very partial to pugs. I love pugs. My pug snored so loud.
Yes, so does
Yes,
our dog.
yeah.
I would run him out of the bedroom. Like, it was like a damn 500-pound man snoring. I was like, I just little bitty tiny dog.
Like Jeff.
Yeah, he snored about like Jeff. Jeff was a snorer. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I wouldn't want to catch a pug in a dark alley since snoring. Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm telling you what. Like, I love it. I love pugs. I'm very partial to
Yeah,
them.
they're such sweet dogs.
They really are.
So, I wanted to ask Kane this question, but I didn't want to get killed. Is him ask like, yo, when you had the Jason costume on, where's the fart go?
You know, they came out. Kane and his brother a few years ago came out with a DVD about farts.
Really?
Yes, it's a prank DVD thing. It's hilarious. They're going around pranking people with a fart machine and stuff. It's fun.
Kane
Interesting.
Hodder?
Kane Hodder and his
Where
brother.
do you
Yes,
see that at? Where do you
it
find
was
it?
it was promoted there at Tattoo Horror Festival.
Oh, can you stream it now?
Probably.
I actually
Look up on Kane Hodder and prank farts. That's funny.
we watched this one thing on Shutter where they were interviewing, where they had not interviewing, but it was like a comedy horror, and they had King Hodder be like, and I didn't know how funny he is, but he was in there. He was like, they were trying to get him help because he's still mad because he didn't do Freddy versus Jason, so he's like in like rehab and going like, I just want to kill him.
Bridget, what movie did you recommend me watching? Aftermath? What now?
Ooh.
Well, it's called Aftermath, but there's several things on YouTube called Aftermath. So you would know it because it's Aftermath, and it was 1993.
It's a French movie, wasn't it?
It's yeah. There's really it's foreign, but there's no words in it. So yeah, you don't even need words when you
I've
watch.
seen Pan's Labyrinth, so I know I get it.
I know that I know what Tracy's favorite music band is, but what's yours, Bridget?
My favorite band.
Music band? Yeah, music band.
Three-Legged Circus.
I do love Three-Legged Circus. But no, music's hard for me. We don't really have the same. We sort of have the same taste in music, but not really. Like my roots. I love hip hop. I love my rock and roll. I love rock and roll. I can't stand country. Couldn't tell you. I'm a Nashville native. I don't know anything about country. I can't stand it. I like old. If I like country, I like some Johnny Cash, like kicking it back old school.
Yep.
That's about all I got for you on that. But I don't know that. That's probably too hard for me to answer because there's too many. Oh shit! I don't even have a favorite. I don't think.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, that's like my dancing. That's like,
I like. Well, so I like.
it, right?
I do like hardcore metal, but as far as like black metal or like metal, Rob Zombie is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we love Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie is awesome. My dog, my Shar-Pei's name is Baby Firefly. If that tells you anything.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now my favorite band of all time is AC/DC. I'm a big AC/DC fan. As I tell people, they were the Hobbits before the Hobbit movie came out. So,
right.
Yeah. It's funny. It's legit.
I grew up with old country like George Jones and Hank Sr. and Johnny.
Yeah, see, I can do like old school country like that. But like,
and it's also good for horror films though. Those old country songs are good for horror films. They really are.
That's that's funny because that's legit.
Who would have known that boy playing the banjo would have grown up to be the president of the United States?
Ew. Yeah.
Now we have we do have some different tastes. We have some similar tastes in music. I do like old school hip hop. Like I do like gangster rap, but I also like LL Cool J and the Beastie Boys and.
He was singing it. I was like, "Are you saying?" He was singing it. He don't even like hip hop, but he'll do like the LL Cool J and Run DMC and back like 80s, early 90s hip hop. But no, it's this where I grew up at. That's like what we listened to, and I'm from Antioch. We all wanted to grow up. We listened to hip hop. And we all wanted to drive Cadillacs. So it's the thing. I love it.
Lowriders too.
Lowriders. Mine's a little high. I have an Escalade. That's what we all want. We all want damn Escalades.
That used to be my dream car back in the day.
An Escalade?
Yep.
An Escalade is my dream car. Oh my God. I didn't know how expensive they were. It took me, I bought mine 4 years ago. But damn, they're expensive as shit. Oh my God, the new ones that just come out. I was calling Tracy. I was like, oh my God, have you seen the new Escalades? He's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No. Another Escalade. Because I'm like, mine is so damn close to being paid off. Oh, so close. But oh my God, I love them. They're gorgeous. I'm like, if you have a car that can parallel park itself, it's the greatest thing ever. Great.
Until they come out and want to give you a blowjob, then forget it.
Yeah, no.
but you gotta like the cream, the white cream.
Right, Tracy. He just got you on that one.
He did.
It's funny.
Terrible.
No, but what is y'all's biggest pet peeves?
Oh shit! I got like a ton. I don't know. You could probably name off some of my pet peeves more than I can.
One of mine is dishes in the sink.
Yes,
putting them in the dishwasher.
That's seriously a pet. Oh, I'll tell you like one random ass one that I have that I can stand nasty ass light switches. Like if I see dirt on a light switch, it grosses me out. So my job that pays my bills. I'm in the apartment industry, and light switches is one of the nastiest things that carries so many germs because people are constantly. So I won't. You won't like if I'm out somewhere, you'll never see me ever touch a light switch. I'll do it with like my elbow. But if I go into a house and I see like dirty or something around one, I'll like straight up break out a Clorox wipe and wipe it off. It's a weird thing for me. But it's germy. It's just ugh. I don't think I'm a germaphobe or anything, but Tracy thinks I'm a germaphobe when it comes to my feet. I will not get in the bed. I won't walk around the house barefoot. It grosses me out. And if I do walk across the room barefoot and I go get in the bed, I'll literally pull out like baby wipes and wipe my feet off before I get in the bed. It's just
That sounds like an OCD. That sounds like OCD.
It's a little bit. I didn't realize it. My mom's the same way. And we were talking about it, and she's like, my dad was like, oh my God, your mom's the same way. And I was like, Tracy, I'll be like, you are not going to get the nasty ass feet up in my bed. You better go wipe that shit off.
She's actually taking baby wipes and wiped my feet off.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm like,
I'm tired. I'm not good.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing for me. I can't stand it.
Yeah, that's an OCD, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to name ours, or you'll just
Do you want me to tell them mine?
sure?
I just got one. I've got several, but I'll name one.
Okay.
Drivers. Slow ass fucking drivers in the left damn lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a thing. I'm like,
One
dude,
of my biggest methods.
and then I'm like, dude, get over. Why are you gonna
Homesteadville.
We call it Homesteadville.
crazy? That gets on my nerves too. That's legit though.
My other one is people that leave their carts out and they don't put them up at the grocery stores.
Yes.
Yeah.
In that, I've actually called people out. Hey man, why don't you go put your cart up?
Because they're lazy. That's all it is. It's just lazy.
Over here has like absolutely no filter, like no filter, and he's kind of a bad influence on me. We will literally be in the grocery store. My kiddo, my 16-year-old, will go and hide, like go to the next aisle and hide. He'll be like, let's go over here and check out these Joe Biden meat prices. And
So speaking of that, on that note right there. So the other day I went to go get gas, and no, I didn't even tell you about this.
Oh, no.
But I had pulled up at the pump, and there was a sticker where the price and all that kind of comes up, and it was a picture of Trump that says Biden did this. And I was like, I forgot to take a picture of it, but it was priceless. He's like, Biden.
We saw the same thing. We were in Costco, and it was the steak. It was like a filet mignon. It was like $100. Somebody put one of them Joe Biden meat prices there. He's waiting. He's $100 filet mignon.
Yeah, Biden. I did that.
This is funny.
Yep. You can actually buy those stickers online, like cheap on Amazon.
See, this one has like the old 1700 thing.
I don't know if they can see.
And then it has like the American flag. So
he's wearing
when I do wear this,
right over there.
Yeah.
when I do wear this, I wear it out to public, and I don't give a shit.
Is it grunt style? Is that what you're wearing?
Yes, grunt style. Yes.
Gotta love grunt style.
I got one right over there.
Love it. We were at the Goodwill in Florida, and he was like, "Look at this shirt." I was like, "Dude, that's grunt style. That's like shit's $2. You better buy that."
Yep.
Love it. We're Goodwill shoppers. We love it.
There's nothing wrong with Goodwill.
Hell yeah, I love me some
until you stumble upon a what do they call a romper, a black romper that looks absolutely gorgeous. You're about to try it on when you look at the crotch here and you realize that somebody splooged all over it.
Oh, for real? Oh,
and then you put it back on the thing going, okay, I'm not going to shop in here for another couple months.
Oh, that's a bad day.
Yeah, really bad day. So
And that's when someone can come around the corner, but I guess I just came. You're welcome.
But it was dry. It was really dry, and it almost looked. It was just so gross. So yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's a bad day. I'm like, I haven't experienced that, but I'd be like, yeah, the fact that they even put it on a hanger to sell it.
Mm-hmm. It makes you wonder whether they actually clean any of this stuff or not. I don't know.
What's
Probably not.
y'all's favorite food?
Any?
I have lots of favorite foods.
Actually, that's not true. You like to eat, but you don't like to eat everything.
True.
Oysters. I love some oysters. I crave, but they gotta be like that good. Like an oyster that's so damn good and salty, and you put it in your mouth, it just
Florida.
Bring me on.
You like oysters? Raw oysters?
I love anything seafood.
Yeah. Yes.
Me too.
Anything seafood.
God, oysters though,
Never
like, crave them. I was just talking to him. I was like, so the rule of thumb with the oysters is you try to want to eat them when the month ends in a Y or a RY, because that's when it's cold season. Because it's better when the water's cold. So I was like, we're in January. Oh my God, it's time to go eat some oysters. But you gotta they have to be like really good ones and fresh. But I love oysters. Like oysters to me, like if I can put a food in my mouth and be like, I get a satisfaction off of it, that's my food. Love oysters.
Nice.
I'm a lot like Garfield. If you give me a plate of lasagna, I will sit
Anything
there.
Italian he loves.
I will sit there and be like the fat cat and be like, yeah.
It's not just lasagna, it's spaghetti. He loves anything Italian. So
But she did get me into sushi, and I
yes.
do love sushi now. So
That's where
we love
we
sushi.
were supposed to go tonight.
We're supposed to go to the sushi train. Have you been to the sushi train?
Yes,
Yeah,
we've been to the one on Charlotte Pike.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. We were going to go there tonight, but I ended up working pretty late.
Aw.
I just got back from Austin. I started my new job a couple months ago, and our corporate office is in Austin. So I'd never been to Austin, so it was kind of fun. But I went there for Monday. I flew out Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monday, and I just got back late Wednesday night. But so I've been kind of behind at work a little bit, just from going there. It was fun, super fun trip.
Is there a fast food restaurant that you guys do not like that you will absolutely be like, no, I will never go to that place again?
It's not fast food, but I'll tell you one restaurant I've never eaten anything good there, and it's so expensive and so hoity-toity. Their food's terrible. Is Panera Bread. I don't like it at all. Their food is awful.
Yeah.
I think years ago I found a cockroach in my salad. I was like, I think that it's stuck in my brain. I just can't do
Ew.
it. I can't do Panera Bread.
Honestly, I think they're a little bit overrated in my opinion.
Oh my God, totally. I'm like, why does everybody this food sucks? You want to talk about bland? Ugh. I don't like it.
Well, there's only one Chick-fil-A that's around here. For some reason, there's always a line wrapped around the corner 5-6 days a week. So
I love Chick-fil-A.
I know we love.
I like Chick-fil-A too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, what are they serving free chicken once a day or something?
Chick-fil-A's always like that. Always. It's always got a crazy line now.
Just go on Sunday. You don't have to worry about
Well, yeah, because they're closed.
it.
So I did learn we love Chick-fil-A. I was like, every time I crave Chick-fil-A's on a Sunday, so I found a killer ass copycat recipe where you make the chicken in the air fryer, and it's pretty damn legit. You soak the chicken in pickle juice for other things.
That sounds amazing.
Oh God,
That's good.
Oh my gosh, remind me. I'm totally gonna send you the recipe for it.
We can have Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Yeah. I love Chick-fil-A that much. I done found the copycat recipe.
Nice.
Have
Very
you
nice.
guys tried Whataburger yet?
Oh yeah, I've had it before.
Well, I mean, I've had it in Florida and
It's a
stuff. but
Sonic. It's like a
I
Sonic
went with
burger to me.
him to Full Moon Tattoos. He was getting a tattoo, and it just opened, and we waited forever. And he was like, "This is what the big hype is about." Like, I'm kind of disappointed. And
I will not eat at Popeye's chicken because I got sick there once, and I will not. Like people say it's gotten better. I'm like, nope, will not do it.
chicken's the one that I'll never forget. I didn't eat it for years because I was like, dude, I had a feather in my chicken.
Oh,
I was turned off Popeyes for like years. I wrapped it up and threw it away, and I was like, shit like this always happens to me. And my mom was like, what is it? I was like,
Well,
I'm
at
not
least,
gonna tell you.
at
She's
least
like, oh, you gotta tell me. And I was like, well, there was a feather in it. And she's like, no, there wasn't. I went and got out of the trash, and she was like, oh my god, there's a feather like pew stick.
This may
that
deter
might
people.
actually make it legit.
This may deter people from Tyson's Chicken. This may deter people from Tyson's Chicken. But I was supposed to do a security post there at the Goulitsville one. Let's just say when I got in there, it smelled, and not only did it smell, I heard the chicken scream.
Ooh.
So, you take it as you would. I was sort of thinking, man, am I in a horror film or something? I'm just hearing like, ah.
Okay,
I mean,
talking
that's not what I heard
about
about it.
restaurants that you'd never eat at again. I was at Conuga as Sebastian, my character, and everything was closing down, and I'm starving. So I'm like, I need to find a place to eat. And so I found a place open that was a Chinese place. And so imagine Sebastian walking into this Chinese place, and before I walked in, I hear meow.
Cat.
Didn't pay much attention to it. Get my food, take it back to the hotel. 30 minutes later, I was puking my guts out. So that's one place I'll never eat at again. Because all I kept thinking about was meow when I was sick.
Well, there was a Chinese restaurant that when we first moved over here in Madison, there was a Chinese restaurant when I was a kid that opened up, and all of a sudden, like everybody's cats went missing, and I just was like,
I wonder what they do with these damn cats. I'm like, seriously, what is it with Chinese people and cats? I don't understand it.
I'm like, they're kind of scrawny. Can't they pick an animal that has more meat on its bones or something?
Right? I'm like, what is the deal with cats and Chinese places? I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't get it either. Oh, that's terrible.
Great.
I know you guys are talking about the Friday 13th, but what's y'all's favorite Halloween film?
Oh, for Halloween. What is it that we will have to watch every year? I don't know. God, that's hard.
The one with Sam, Trick or Treat.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good. He had never seen Trick or Treat. There's two Trick or Treats. He had never seen my Trick or Treat, the one with Anna Paquin, and I love her.
And I introduced her to my Trick or Treat.
So
Gene Simmons,
have you
Ozzy
seen that
Osbourne,
No.
Mark
I didn't know it was a
Price.
thing. It's a horror movie too, and it's like your old school 80s hair band rock and roll movie. Two completely different things, but yeah, Trick or Treat with Sam. Oh my god, I remember seeing the previews to that movie, and I waited for it to come out for so long. It took a long time for it to come out. They kept playing it at film festivals and stuff, but when it came out, I was like, and it became a thing. I love it. It was one of my.
There's a
favorites.
movie coming out that's supposed to be based off the 1931 Dracula. Apparently, it's called Renfield, and apparently Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula.
Surprisingly enough, it actually looks intriguing.
I was gonna say he could probably do a good Dracula.
And I mean,
we'll see.
what's y'all's favorite zombie movie of all time?
Rob.
It's not a zombie movie.
I
But
know. Actually, I like the campy Zombieland,
Be
honestly.
more specific.
Zombieland.
Yeah.
Zombieland is awesome.
I don't know about that. I'm not a big zombie fan.
Oh, you like that teenage love story one?
Oh,
Warm
Warm Bodies. That was cute though. How could you not love that movie? It was just
It
cute.
was pretty cute.
It wasn't scary. It was just cute.
I have one. Dead Snow and Dead Snow 2. It's like Nazi.
No, too. I've seen
I
both.
introduced him to those two movies.
Second one, I was telling Tracy, I was like, I really want to rewatch this. I saw it years ago, and I remember thinking, this movie's so good.
The
So
second
good.
one was amazing, especially with the slapstick, the sidekick.
The Sidekick
The
Zombie.
sidekick.
Ah,
Hilarious.
you haven't seen these, have you? Oh my gosh. I was talking about this the other day, and I was like, oh, I really want you to see this one. I was like, the second one was my favorite.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
my
to do a rewatch. It's totally good. Love it.
Yep.
You have zombie Nazis and zombie Russians. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of
And they're basically trying to fight each other, and it's just hilarious.
And it's gory, but it's funny too. It's
If you
funny.
like
You get, like,
You'll like this movie. You like it.
there was a wrestling horror film that I introduced her to called Monster Brawl,
Oh my
and
god.
she was like, "Never
Oh
again
my
am I
God,
watching
no.
that."
No, nope. Saw it once, done.
I love it just talking to you guys. I'm like, okay, I've got 2 movies that I like. I want to try Orgasmo. It's not hard, but he got to take that shit off your list. He's got to check it off his list.
Well, see now when I first introduced her to Orgasmo, funny thing is my brother is actually Mormon, so I know for a fact he ain't watching the movie. But what's good
Maybe
about
he watches it in secret, nobody knows.
maybe. But the Orgasmo movie is so funny, especially with the what was the sidekick's name? Chodo Boy.
Oh my God, Choder Boy.
Chodo Boy. Yeah.
Choder Boy.
I like it.
Because that's what he does. He like pushes in Choder Boy. He's like, why are you pushing your boobs? I was like, no, that's what he does.
Well, I'm not going to ruin it for Tracy, but I'll just give him the premise. The premise is about this. It's about this Latter-day Saint guy who's about to get married to his. He wants to get married to his woman, but he needs the money, and so he ends up beating up the security guards for a porn guy, and they hire him to be in porn movies.
That sounds fun.
But he won't be in porn because of his religion. So he's like, they do like he's got like his stunt doubles or whatever. But it's so good. We're gonna totally watch this tonight. I love it. Yeah.
Keep in mind, there's only 1 more hour left in the evening, so you have to watch all of these movies in the next hour.
Yes. We might start with I didn't realize it was 11. We'll start with a horror movie and then we'll work our way up. We're night owls. We love staying up all night watching movies. But man, it's cool, man. We appreciate you guys bringing us on, man. This is so fun.
No problem.
Hell yeah.
I'll say this though for you two. Is there any place that you want to visit that you haven't visited yet?
I have a million.
Dracula's Castle.
Yes.
I was just talking about this. One of my friends that I met in Austin, she was like, we found this funky ass little place in Austin called the Glass Coffin.
That you almost got kicked out of?
Yeah, he kicked me out of the room. I went, he was like, no pictures or videos. Well, it was like a closet and he had all these haunted dolls and items and things. No pictures but I was in the room by myself. They shut you in there and it was so dark because it was like a closet. I couldn't see. So I pulled my phone out and put my flashlight on so I could read the little cards on each item. Well, it's all under camera. He come in there, is like, I'm going to have to ask you to leave like right now. I was like, why? He goes, I told you no pictures or videos. I was like, oh, no. I couldn't see. I put my light on my phone. No, he really thought I was in there taking photos and videos and kicked me out. But my friend that was with me, she's like, damn girl, you're gonna get us kicked out of here. And I was like, I didn't do anything wrong, I swear. But she had just visited Dracula's Castle and she's showing me pictures and all the craziness and all. She was like, girl, you've got to check this off your list. Totally rad.
Me and Mel are into paranormal, so we would probably have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love visiting haunted places. I sort of got Tracey into it a little bit. We stayed at the Kehoe House. We've stayed there a couple times in Savannah.
I got touched.
And yeah, we love visiting haunted places. Love it.
Well, I used to do the ghost tour guy for Nashville Ghost Tours, and did the tavern stuff, and I will say I've had some experiences and I've seen some stuff happen to some people. It's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I actually got one picture in mind. I'll actually send it to you guys. We were at BB King's nightclub downstairs. No other workers were down there. The lights were out. A customer took a photo, sent it to me. I had to double take like 3 or 4 different times. But next to the exit sign was this woman standing there with some kind of 1800 dress.
We also caught I think they caught some footsteps.
Yeah, like a footstep.
Some
footprint.
Yeah, footprints.
So yeah, it was kind of creepy. But we appreciate you guys taking the time and coming on here and talking to us. And
no, it's been a blast.
Yeah, awesome. It's so much fun. So Friday the 13th, I was like, this is the perfect night It's worked out really good. And my mom's watching. Mom, I'm wearing my new Pennywise bow. My mom bought me this badass Pennywise.
That is actually really pretty. It's
My
cute.
mom-
I like it.
Really.
Yeah.
I love clowns. She bought me a blood splatter hair bow for Christmas. Love it.
Nice.
Mom, you're the best.
All right.
Anything you guys want to plug or add before we skedaddle?
Only thing I want to say is check out our movie on Tubi. It's called Deadlines Flickering Candle Productions. And my next movie, All That Ends, it's supposed to premiere this year, but I'll post it out on social media. You can find Tracey on social media, Tracey West. Tracey, Tracey West. You can find me on social. I'm a little bit more secretive and a little harder to find, but it's Brigitte Lynn. That's how you can find me on social. Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
All right. Well, we will definitely bring you. We might do a part 2 and bring them back because this would be fun to do again.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, everybody have a wonderful Friday the 13th.
Rest of the Friday 13th.
Rest of the Friday 13th. Now, if you hear the kill,
It wasn't us.
it wasn't me.
Maybe.
It may be me. I don't know.
Mm.
But don't open the door.
When she's sleeping.
He's not gonna, but he'll make me.
Your mom was watching.
She was probably laughing.
Wow, that was a third one tonight, Miss Lynn.
Oh, but before we go, you were talking about the Friday 13th thing. Part 2. There's a scene that me and Mel laugh at. It's this woman who's trying to make love to the guy in the wheelchair, and she puts on this brown. She has this nice. She puts on these brown panties.
The scene where she goes to her car to grab out. No, she's in her. She goes to her car to grab out something. She's in her brown panties and there's like a sweater or some shit. She goes upstairs and I guess into her room or into the cabin room or whatever have you. And she notices that Jason's in her bed, and it literally takes. I count this shit. Okay, I counted this scene. 17 seconds of her easily having the opportunity to escape from him and leave the room. No, she just goes, oh no. I'm like, you know what, bitch, you deserve to die.
I love it since you counted it in second. For like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, bitch, she could have got out already.
Yeah, like I'm like, by this point, you could have saved yourself, but no, you didn't. So screw it.
Actually, I'm talking about part 3. I like the part where he darts the girl in the eyeball for picking up the wallet.
Yep.
Yeah, part 3 is my favorite. That one's my favorite. Love it.
Anyways, though, I appreciate you guys coming on, and hopefully Taco Bell doesn't kill you guys later. And Taco Bell can be a little rumbly.
It can make the stomach a little, upset.
Yes. Next time I'm gonna make you guys my chicken poppy seed casserole. You'll
that
love
sounds
it.
like amazing. That sounds awesome.
Love it.
We'll definitely do that. All right, but appreciate you guys.
You guys
coming
have
on.
a wonderful night. Happy Friday the 13th.
And I want to apologize to Bridget's mom in advance, for some of the
innuendos.
She listens to my podcast, though. I was like, Mom, you're not supposed to listen to that. She was like, well, you told me to. I was like, oh, she don't think twice.
There won't be innuendos in about 5 minutes.
Some cream cheese.
Damn.
Oh, man.
All right, no, but we appreciate you guys coming on.
You guys have a wonderful night.
All right,
Okay,
thank you, too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.